fans, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Special baseball attire edition 2014 American League Champion Kansas City Royals shirt. Make sure you check out Robert Sports Show in every round of Major League Baseball playoffs. Look for the previews, preview of the wild card playing game. Should be up on Robert Sports Show. Alright, week 6 NCAA season. I cannot stand the top 25 rankings right now. 3 teams with 2 losses? Come on, are you serious? When we have 3 undefeated teams not ranked? Come on, seriously? Why? Why? Can somebody tell me why? Please, tell me why. Western Michigan Broncos 5-0, not ranked. Air Force Falcons 4-0, not ranked. Maryland Terrapins 4-0, not ranked. They play a Big Ten schedule. So come on, really? The 3 teams that have 2 losses that are in the top 25. The 14th ranked Ole Miss Rebels. 2 losses. Their loss is to Alabama. Okay. Classified, I guess, as a good loss. They lost to Florida State, who also has 2 losses. How's that a good loss? That's not a good loss. That's a bad loss. 20th ranked Oklahoma Sooners, 2 losses. Houston and Oklahoma State. Those are... Really? Florida State has 2 losses. Louisville, North Carolina. Those are not good losses. Those are well, Louisville's a good loss. North Carolina's not a good loss. Come on, really? We have good losses now? But these schedules are made so far in advance that whether it's a good loss, bad loss, it's still a loss. Your schedule is what it is. If you can't beat the teams on your schedule, you should not be ranked. It's not like everybody's schedule is Division II teams. Everybody has their Powder Puff teams. Everybody has their conference season. Everybody has their non-conference season. Come on, really? Okay. I know. If I can do better, do better. I'm working on it. I'm truly working on it. I have a way to figure out, because it's hard to determine good loss, bad loss, non-FBS team, FBS team, loss, win, etc., etc. So many factors involved. It's very hard to do, but I'm working on it. I'm trying. If I can do better, I'll throw a video up about it. Alright, we're going to go to the top 25. First, we have 3rd ranked Clemson Tigers, 5-0 versus Boston College. Whatever the hell they're called, I already now. 3-2. Clemson's going to blow them out. They're favored by 16.5. They cover. I'm picking over into 46. Next, we have the 19th ranked Boise State Broncos at 4-0 versus the New Mexico Lobos at 2-2. Boise State favored by 17.5. I got Boise State winning. I got New Mexico covering the 17.5. And then picking under on the 60 points. Next, we have the LSU Tigers at 3-2 versus the 18th ranked Florida Gators at 4-1. LSU favored by 2.5 on the road. What kind of crack shit is that? Giving Florida the 2.5, taking the Gators to win. They'll cover the 2.5 and under on the 42. Next, we have the 20th ranked Oklahoma Sooners, another team with 2 losses at 2-2. Wait, they're playing the Texas Longhorns 2-2. Why aren't they ranked? They're 2-2, and they're in the Big 12 also. Oklahoma favored by 10 on the road. I got Oklahoma winning. I got Texas covering the 10, and then under on the 73. 6th ranked Houston Cougars at 5-0 versus the 3-1 Navy Midshipmen. Houston favored by 18 on the road. I got Navy covering the 18. Houston winning and over on the 54. Next, we have the Indiana Hoosiers at 3-1 versus the 2nd ranked Ohio State Buckeyes at 4-0. Ohio State's favored by 30.5 and over under of 61. Ohio State wins. Indiana covers at 30.5, under on the 61. Next, we have a battle of 2 5-0 teams, 2 SEC teams here. We have the 9th ranked Tennessee Volunteers at 5-0 versus the 8th ranked Texas A&M Aggies at 5-0. Texas A&M favored by 6.5 at home. I got Texas A&M winning at home, covering the 6.5 and over on the 56. Next, we have the 25th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies at 3-1 versus the 17th ranked North Carolina Tar Heels at 4-1. North Carolina favored by 2.5 with an over under of 63. I have Tar Heels winning, covering the 2.5 and over on the 63. So I guess that Florida State lost with Louisville and North Carolina, decent losses, but still it's a loss. Get them out of the top 25. Next, we have 21st ranked Colorado Buffaloes at 4-1 versus USC Trojans at 2-3. USC favored by 5.5 at home. Come on, really? Taking Colorado on the road. Give them the 5.5. They win it. They cover and over on the 60 points. And next, we have the number 1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide at 5-0 versus the 16th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks at 4-1. Alabama favored by 13.5 on the road. They win. They cover the 13.5 and over on the 50 points. Next, we have the 4th ranked Michigan Wolverines 5-0 versus the Rutgers Scarlet Knights at 2-3. Michigan on the road favored by 25.5. They win. They cover. They're over on the 54.5. Next, we have the 5th ranked Washington Huskies at 5-0 versus the Oregon Ducks at 2-3. Washington's favored by 8.5 on the road. They win. They cover the 8.5 and under on the 68.5 points. We have the 23rd ranked Florida Seminoles at 3-2 versus the 10th ranked Miami Hurricanes at 4-0. So if Florida State loses this, it's technically a good loss. So does that mean at 3 losses they'll be ranked in the top 25? Actually, I have Miami winning this. I have Miami covering the 2 points they're favored by and taking under on the 65.5. Next, we have the Arizona Wildcats at 2-3 versus the 24th ranked Utah Utes at 4-1. Utah's favored by 9.5. I have Arizona covering the 9.5 and under on the 54. Last of the top 25 ranked teams with the Washington State Cougars at 2-2 versus the 15th ranked Stanford Cardinals at 3-1. Stanford favored by 8.5 at home. I got them winning, covering the 8.5 and under on the 57. Next, we have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at 2-3 versus the North Carolina State Wolfpack at 3-1. Notre Dame is favored by 1 on the road. I'm giving the home team the 1 point. North Carolina State winning, covering, and over on the 68. Syracuse Orange at 2-3 versus the Wake Forest team Deacons at 4-1. Wake Forest is favored by 2 at home. They win. They cover the 2. I'm taking under on the 57. The Temple Owls at 3-2 versus the Memphis Tigers at 3-1. Memphis wins. They cover the 10 points they're favored by and under on the 59.5. The SMU Southern Methodist University Mustangs at 2-3 versus the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes 3-1. Tulsa favored by 17 at home. I have them winning, covering, and over on the 64 points. Next, we have the undefeated Maryland Terrapins. Really, and they're not ranked. Versus the Penn State and the Lions 3-2. Oh, so they're playing a Big Ten schedule. They're undefeated and they're still not ranked. They're favored by 2 on the road. I have Maryland going to 5-0, covering the 2 points, and over on the 57. God hope at 5-0 they get ranked, with 3 2-loss teams being ranked. Toledo Rockets at 3-1 versus the Eastern Michigan Eagles at 4-1. Toledo favored by 17 on the road. I have them winning, covering the 17, and over on the 67. Next, another undefeated team that's not ranked. The Air Force Falcons at 4-0 versus the Wyoming Cowboys at 3-2. Air Force is favored by 10.5 on the road. I have Air Force winning, but I have Wyoming covering the 10.5, taking under on the 55. Next, we have the Texas Tech Red Raiders at 3-1 versus the Kansas State Wildcats at 2-2. K-State favored by a touchdown at home. I'm giving that touchdown to Texas Tech, so I got Texas Tech Red Raiders winning, covering by a touchdown, and over on the 71.5. High-scoring game, hopefully. UNLV Rebels at 2-3 versus the San Diego State Aztecs at 3-1. San Diego State favored by 2 touchdowns at home. I think UNLV will cover that, and then I will take over on the 57.5. UCLA Bruins 3-2 versus the Arizona State Sun Devils at 4-1. UCLA favored by 10 on the road. Random. If I'm giving the 10 points to Arizona, I think they'll cover at home by 10 and over 61.5. We have the Northern Illinois Huskies at 1-4 versus the undefeated I said, Western Michigan Broncos. Western Michigan favored by 19.5 at home. They win. They cover the 19.5 and over 62.5. And last but not least, we have the 4-1 Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles versus University of Texas San Antonio Road Raiders at 1-3. Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles favored by 16.5 at home. Taking them to win. They'll cover the 16.5. I'm taking under on the 59. So that will wrap up NCAA week number 6. I don't have my up-to-date picks on here. I'll get those for week 7, or maybe I'll put them in one of the comments or put them on the video so y'all can see where I rank. If I remember correctly, last time I looked at them, I'm above 500 obviously in win-loss, 70%. Over/under and against the spread, I'm a little below 500. It is what it is. I just do it for fun. No betting reasons here. just for fun. Alright, that will wrap up the NCAA Week 6. Make sure you check out all our Robert Sports Show for all Major League Baseball playoff previews, for a preview or playoff prediction for the NHL coming up and the NBA, with those seasons getting underway shortly, and the NASCAR chase for the championship round 12, and always NFL Week 5, and WWE No Mercy live on the WWE Network this Sunday. Look for a preview of that and a review right afterwards. A lot going on this week on Robert Sports Show. Make sure you check out all the videos. And as always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great night, have an American night.